Got the tunes cranking, just had some dinner. It's probably like 7:30 or something at night on a Wednesday night. Ain't no place I'd rather be, baby. Woo! Sorry about that again there, guys. Anyway, welcome to another episode of my Torana restoration. So this is part 17 already, smashing through the job, and yeah, just continuing on where we left off. So those who have been following will probably remember that in the previous video we got some rust treatment onto this quarter panel. So I've been using the rust buster, and I've found it likes to be left overnight, but as I have mentioned, it does leave you with a bit of a nasty film, and some people have actually warned me in the comments section that if you don't remove that film properly, you will not get adhesion with your primers or anything. So yeah, just spend a little bit extra time if you do go and use this. I mean, maybe read up and read on some forums or see what other people have to say about the phosphoric acid rust converters, but I find it to be the most effective out of the ones that I've tried. I mean, I do like Penetrol for like areas that you can't get to with this. So that's it. I'm going to be spraying epoxy primer on next. It's all cleaned down. So I actually had someone in a comment say they recommend not using Prepsol over the bare metal because, I don't know, it's just not as good. It can leave like a slight film behind. So he was saying that he uses thinners. So I decided I might just, like, it's clean as anyway, so all I did was just wipe it down with a ultra clean, like a brand new microfiber cloth, and I'm just gonna prime straight over that. So yeah, there's no oils, there's no contaminants under there, so it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know what it is with epoxy primer. Like, if you haven't used it before, get ready for some very slow drying primer. Like that was, how long, like, I didn't prime anything last night. What does it say? It must have been, was that Monday night? I think it was. Yeah, it was either Sunday afternoon or Monday night, and it's still liquid in the pot, so yeah. Alright, so grab myself a pot here. Three to 1 is the mixing ratio. So this is the epoxy primer I'm using. It's a Quartz brand 2K epoxy zinc primer, isocyanate free in grey. Don't ask me all the ins and the outs of it, but I did ask Chris about it. I said, like, is there any advantage to the isocyanate free? And he said yes. So some people like to do work at home like myself, so that's one big advantage of it. And also, like, the zinc, supposedly that's good for corrosion, anti-corrosion protection, and yeah, it seems to have good adhesion too. So if you don't know about epoxy primers, they're basically non-porous, so water should not be able to penetrate through them, but like normal 2-pack primers, supposedly they are actually slightly porous. So like your standard 2-pack primer fillers, that's why you're actually meant to either etch or epoxy prime bare metal before you prime over it.
Got that respirator on and we're right to go. The whole car's bloody rust, mate. Like, don't blame all this damage on me either. All right.
The amount of body filler in this car, guys, it is absolutely incredible. Like, it just boggles me. I don't even know, like, I've been thinking about it when I've been working on this car. I don't even know, like, how you could get so many dents into a panel. Like, I've got a 2014 Corolla, it's no stranger to the channel, like, I painted the roof on it. And I've had that pretty much since new, like, it had 3,000 Ks on it when I got it.
Damn, boy,
It's,
a lot of body
like...
filler there.
It's had 3 or 4 dents in its entire life, maybe a scuff or 2 on the bumper. You know, there's no dents in the bonnet, there's no dents in the car. Like, it's just insane. I don't know how a car like this would have got so much damage.
Damn, son. There's a big thick, like a layer of rust over all that metal too.
I found this bit here is actually better without me talking over it. So that's the boot lid after the initial clean down, and I found at one point it must have had like the SLR 5000 boot spoiler on it, and then obviously someone's filled in the Torana badge here, but it's kind of, they've just bashed them into a dent and then bogged them up. So like, I would actually have liked to have been able to just put those badges back on, but the metal's just been too stretched, and I don't think it's worth fixing. I'll weld them up properly at the very least this time, and then just fill back over them. But there was a hell of a lot of body filler in that boot lid. It took me probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's using 16 grit, so that's really close. And yeah, all things considered, it actually rips it off pretty quick, but it still took a while because it's such a large panel. It's going to take a lot of it's going to basically like take the bog out, put it back in. Look, I was thinking when I was doing it, you could hardly blame someone for not taking it all out, you know what I mean? Because it is a case of take it out, treat the metal, and I'm just going to put it back in. Like, if I was better at the body work, then yeah, it'd be great, you know? Like, I don't even have like a dent puller, which is something I do kind of regret, but yeah, I should have got one of those like stingers where you like weld the nail to it, and you can get like a slide hammer that sort of pinches up to it and you can pull the metal up, but I don't, so I'm just gonna have to bog it up. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have them a bit higher, but if you look at them, there's no excess from the inside, so I can't even just bang them up a bit, you know? So it's really, you'd have to get it from the top, and I don't have the tools that I would need to, so yeah, I'm just gonna do what I can. What have we got? Is that you, Sky? Hello, Sky. You're gonna have to stay out because this place is a mess. Sorry, Sky. Anyway, back out with the MIG welder, and yeah, I'm hoping, depending on how I go for time, I might even get both of these panels into primer tonight, because this panel here, it's pretty clean. Like, there was some rust on it, but I found that it really didn't go down that deep on the panel, so I just sort of hung on it for a little bit longer, and I was actually able to grind it off with that 16 grit grinder. Yeah, I mean, you do have to be a little bit careful not to get too much heat into the panel, but to be honest, these panels are so thick that it takes a lot more heat before you're really going to risk any long-term damage. And I do say long-term damage because you can actually heat it up too much, right? And it will warp in or bow out or something like that. But then when it cools back down, they pretty much always sort of suck back in. Yeah, have a look at the amount of dust on me today. It's covered in it. Alright, so let's get this Wizzy out. Orbital sander, 80 grit. Give it a final buzz over. But yeah, like, I've copped a lot of negative comments on this series, but ultimately I think I'm doing the car the right way. Like, I don't think like a car that's in this condition warrants like a nut and bolt, you know, total overhaul rotisserie paint job. I just don't think it warrants it. Like, what you're dealing with, like, I don't know, it's just not in good condition. The amount of work that you would have to spend on it, like, if it was like a top of the line model, like if it was an SLR 5000 or something like that, like maybe, but even then you'd probably just be replacing like panels like this. You'd try and get yourself a good one, you know what I mean? I just don't think it warrants it, but you know, like you're entitled to your opinion. If you think I'm just some hack doing crap work, well then good on you, it's okay. Like I'm at the point now, I don't really care, and I've actually started telling myself to stop making excuses for my work, because I know like I don't need to, you know. It's just yeah, I guess because of those negative comments, I guess I did feel as if I had to make excuses for my work. But I'm at the point now, like I've heard like the people that do like my work, they say, man, you don't have to make excuses for your work, and I've heard you, so I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to try not to do it anyway. So here I am making excuses for the fact that I was making excuses. Anyway, guys, thanks for following this project. It's been a heap of fun. Thanks for all the awesome people that have left good comments and that. I really do appreciate it. And again, massive thanks to Spray Guns Direct for the sponsorship. They have supplied a lot of the paint and body fillers for the car. So yeah, I'm eternally grateful for that. Anyway, until next time, gunners, I'll see you in the next one, and get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.